Lion lights. My invention that made peace with lions. What is that sound? Is it the wind rustling the tall grass? Or is it what I fear most? Lions. Lions lurking. Waiting to leap and kill my father's cows. The cows are my family's meat, milk, and hides. They are our family's wealth, and my job is to protect them. I must not fail. I am 9 years old. That 9-year-old boy was me, not so long ago. Now I, Richard Chury, am older, but I remember how scared I was back then. My family's farm borders the south side of Nairobi National Park in Kenya, where wild animals roam, and those animals include the king of them all, lions. Lions need food, and a cow is much easier to grab than a zippy zebra. My family are Maasai. Once our people roamed Kenya's plains with our cows and goats, moving with the dry and wet seasons to find good grass. Now we live in small villages called manyadas, but we still have to protect our herds from the lions. When I was 6, I began tending our sheep and goats. 3 years later, my father chose me to herd the cattle. It was a great honor. In the dry season, our animals needed to graze far from the farm to find pasture and water, and I had to herd them home each night. I missed a lot of school, and when I did go to classes, it was hard to stay awake. I watched planes fly overhead and dreamed of being in a plane myself, exploring the world. Each night I herded our cows into their boma. Its fence of thorny acacia branches kept the cattle inside but couldn't keep lions out, no matter how tall and sturdy we tried to build it. The lions couldn't see the cows, but they could smell them. Like other Maasai herders, I tried many ploys to keep the lions away. I built fires fueled by cow dung outside the boma, but lions walked around or between the flames. I made a scarecrow. It worked the first night, but lions are smart, and they weren't fooled by my tricks. Long ago, a Maasai boy had to kill a lion with a spear in order to become a warrior. That time passed, but was not forgotten. Desperate Maasai farmers still speared lions or even poisoned them. Tourists came from all over the world to see Kenya's wild animals. That would end if the lions disappeared. Wildlife conservationists tried to find an answer. The government tried paying farmers for dead cows, but the payments were too small. They tried building chain link fences and providing guard dogs, but that was too expensive. Lions kept killing cows, and Maasai herders kept killing lions. I was always curious. While the other boys played warriors and lions, I tinkered with electronic gadgets. Without books or anyone to help me, I had to teach myself. To learn, I took everything apart. Once I broke open my family's TV to see if the people inside were real. My mother was even more upset the day I took her new radio apart. But I learned a lot about electronics. When I was 11 years old, a morning came when I started hating lions. I found my father's only bull dead inside the boma. That meant we'd have to buy another bull or borrow one from another farm to get new calves. It was like waking up in the morning to find you've lost everything. All your savings gone. I knew then that I had to outsmart the lions or end up hating them. But how? No one in Africa had found a solution. How could I? When I walked around the boma with a flashlight, I noticed that the lions stayed away. They were afraid of my moving light. But I couldn't guard the cows every night. I needed to be sleeping in my bed. If only my flashlight could move by itself. Then I had an idea. I knew something about how electronics worked. Maybe I could use my knowledge to trick those prowlers. I gathered parts. I came upon a smashed flashlight with a light bulb. I found a discarded turn signal flasher from a small motorcycle. I found a switch. I borrowed bits of wire. My father gave me an old car battery that I had to carry to and from town to charge every 2 days, a 3-kilometer hike each way. I tried many experiments. I gave myself and my little brother electrical shocks. My parents built a small shed to get my constant tinkering out of the house. They didn't think my ideas could work. Neither did our neighbors. But each failure gave me a chance to ask why and try again. Finally, when I was 12, I was ready to put everything together. I wound bits of wire around the Boma's fence post, then twisted flashlight bulbs into the circuit. I aimed the bulbs outward where the lions lurked. I connected the bulbs to a switch. As night fell, I flipped the switch, my heart beating fast. First, one small bulb flashed, then the next, and then the next. One by one, all around, the Boma lights flashed, and the lions stayed away. They must have thought my whole family was walking around. But would they catch on to this? This trick that they had, thinking it was a scarecrow? The next night, I waited and watched again. The lights blinked on and off, and all night long the lions stayed away. My lights worked. They worked the next night and the night after that, too. I slept well. I called my invention the Lion Lights. Word spread quickly. Soon my neighbors wanted lion lights, too. I did not realize the importance of my little invention or how my life was about to change. One day, some important people came to see me. They, too, were amazed by what I had done. They said no one had ever thought of this.